Black studies, yeah. See, we were not that self-serving at that time. We were trying to serve the community.
Yeah,
And
well,
the fact
that's what I,
that's what
that I wanted to bring it up because I saw that as the thing, Ivy League school like Columbia, getting involved in the movement there was kind of really.
You didn't hear of Harvard doing anything like that, did you? Princeton, they had, all of them had some later, small, but this was huge, 1,000 students.
There was a serious emphasis put on the nonviolent aspect of it, and I paid particular attention to H. Rap Brown coming to the forefront and speaking about the issues or the demands. But if you would pay attention to that period of time, it was a very violent period of time.
Yes, sir.
And very extremely dangerous regarding having people who represented the Panthers, and
Right.
they're having a trap down there and still having it manifest. So the nonviolent aspect was more so their critical points.
Yeah, it was so critical to me because even those students in Orangeburg, they were lighting a bonfire, big bonfire on the campus. So the cops didn't know when the snap crackle was going on if somebody had a gun. And we went in here, my people, and were mopping the floors. There was no tip to be violent. But what I decided in retrospect, the very nature of taking over that building was
revolutionary.
It was revolutionary. And they had to do something. It was a matter of time. Yes, you had.
I have a rush of things going through my head. Artistically, the film was prepared excellently. I love the fact that you used the period music throughout. That, just gave you, the juxtaposing the earlier pictures of the speakers against how they were at that time was very good. The typing of the captions coming across before the introduction of the film. And I must say that I'm very proud of the students. I was in college at the time, and I watched the revolution on TV. I had a whole different college experience. I went to Yeshiva University. It's a long story. That was my second school. There's a lot of politics involved in the Manhattan School of Music where I went before. But revolution to me at that time was, running into the streets, guns, this and that, the other thing. And I guess I was a bit of a coward, and my mind was in the right place, but I couldn't, force myself. So having seen this film, I'm just so proud of what went on, and I just wish I could just turn back the hands of time. I would have made some different choices and been right in there.
Well, you had alluded to this earlier, and that's the reason I did this, and when my son did a first version, because he's the creator, and we tested with the Black Students Conference, the 40th and so forth, and Bill Sales and some of them looked at it and they go, that's not our, we don't like that. He's got white people in there. And so we had to get rid of that version of it, And so Bill says to me,
You had Mark Rudd in there?
No, we didn't have Mark in it. He wasn't in it. So Bill says to me, Sherry, you do not have to feel that you have to do this film. Let the white boy do it. He who had already interviewed him, by the way. He says, this is a burden you do not have to do. Let it alone. You tried it. Your son did a good job. But just don't mess with it anymore. But you see, we came back in 2 weeks' time, and we pulled this version off. And they love this one. Sales, Ray Brown has sent money. This represents them better. And I feel good about it. And I felt good about going in here to Tom Brokaw today, although they tried to throw me out. Because I couldn't sustain myself in that situation. And just 2 weeks ago, I was at a, town hall for my congresswoman. And we were all told to come. I've been working with, the Tea Partiers, right? Yeah. So I'm with the Coffee Partiers, right? And the Office Organizer for America. So I go traipsing up to the doggone town hall, and all of my people I've been in these meetings with start shoving me a placard, like down with the Tea Party. I said, whoa, wait a minute, what is this? I just came to a town hall meeting. Even today at 62, I am leery of getting into some type of a crowd scene that you can't control. And I felt badly. I said, well, the next time I'll be prepared. But they had horses, mounted horses. This is in Fort Lauderdale, Miami, 2 or 3 weeks ago. So there's some people that are revolutionaries on the line, their life, and there's some that aren't. And what makes me feel good is that I'm the only one, apparently, who could have done this film. The people were so traumatized. I have his godmother, dear friend. I spoke to her about a week ago. She's got scoliosis, but she would not, he heard her. She would not speak any word on camera, off camera, about this experience. She said it was the most traumatic thing she has ever been through. 7 days of sheer horror. Because the black people were in that one building. It would have been so easy for them to just drop the bomb on, But he said that they wouldn't because Martin Luther King, whatever. But their mindset was, we're going to die in here. We're just going to die. And so she wouldn't even discuss it. So I'm thankful to God that I have the ability to, 40 years later, use my creativity, my management skills to put this together. If I had been in that building and stayed in that building, we might never have seen this story.
And that's the Revolutionary Act itself.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah, I just want to mention a few things.
Like, people always think that revolution is guns and violence and everything, but every time you bring something forward that can help advance the people, that is a revolutionary act. So don't say that you're not a revolutionary. Yeah. What you've done and what Kamau has done is more than many, many people have ever thought to do.
Have thought to do. So, it speaks volumes, and the people really
I just wanted
to
the end of what he was saying about what was the most significant thing. Like I said, the most significant thing is, like you said, they went in there. You mind? I like to film everything.
He's a camera.
Because this is what the images last forever, and that's the most important thing. And like if you look at the film, first of all, they went in there because they were building a segregated gym in Harlem. The students went in there and they took over that building, and they did it in a manner that was peaceful, was organized, oriented. They kept the floors clean. They kept everything clean. The white students were being all, they're just acting crazy. They were in there going crazy. You saw them, So, we got to focus. We need to talk about that, what they were doing and how they got out of there. They survived. Nothing happened to them. They didn't even get, expelled from the school. They kept in the school. They went on to graduate, get great jobs, and it's a big deal, and I just think that's one of the most important things is that this, you look at them, that's one of the greatest things.
Nonviolence works.
That's one of the greatest things about it, is that they're alive to tell that story, and we got the footage of it. We captured them, and they're being credited at this moment in their lives. And that's important too.
But they didn't get
because
any credit at the time.
Entering the early 60s, I'm 27. So a lot of people don't ever get a chance to be recognized for anything that they did or do. And I think that's a very important thing as well.
Thank you, yes. I had to hear names. And this is Sister Q, by the way. I met her at this same Wadu kind of connection, I guess. And she has helped me to get on a radio program. If you think I'm not revolutionary, just go to that website, www. Do you think I have ever put together any kind of a website before in my life? And I have a complete, about 15 different chapters with pictures and articles. His program is on there. And then she has introduced us into the radio world on Wednesdays. I'm having people call in, and we have your question, like I was on with the Gary Bird. And this is very exciting to be able to do new frontier things like that.
And you see that the movie also, it did, there was no racial, age, borders on the movie.
What do you mean racial? Oh, he's big on that.
What I'm saying is that you could see that this affected everybody. It didn't care if you were white, you were black, you were old, you were young. And, you know, that's another very key thing that I think needs to be mentioned about this film. And I think that it needs to be, you know, that needs to be told. And all that we just could do what we could do.
Yes.
You know.